Alright, listen everybody. I can't go into too much detail, but there is some very, very odd stuff going on. I'm certainly under attack.
The silence began like a pin drop in a crowded room, small at first, easy to miss, and then impossible to ignore. For weeks, the 1.8 million Instagram followers of 21-year-old inventor Julian Brown had been watching his every move, drawn in by his brash confidence, his revolutionary plastics to fuel technology, and his willingness to speak about dangers most people in his position would never mention. But after a tense July 9th video where Brown looked straight into the camera and told his audience he was under attack, that silence became deafening. No posts, no updates, no proof of life. Just a million questions and the internet's worst case scenarios filling in the blanks. Now, for the first time, his mother has spoken, and while her words have answered one question, they've opened up a dozen more.
Black helicopters were circling his home. He also stated, "They have been following me. I know I don't have long to live."
This right here is an 8-inch.
Julian had over 1.3 million followers on TikTok.
I can confirm Julian is safe, Nia Brown told the Daily Mail, but in the best interest of his security, I'm not able to provide any more information. She didn't say where he was, she didn't say what he was doing, and most tellingly, she didn't say why she thought his security was at risk in the first place. The concern around Julian wasn't built on vague paranoia. It was fueled by the very specific unnerving things he himself had posted in the days before going dark. On July 3rd, less than a week before his disappearance from social media, he claimed a secret helicopter had circled him in the middle of nowhere. On July 9th, his video was urgent and raw.
Look, spotlight right at me. I don't know what's going on. This is the third time this helicopter's been here. Look, it has a spotlight on it. There is a helicopter with a spotlight that keeps circling around me. It's so loud though, like I can't even go to sleep. Alright, so for those of you who have not seen my stories on Instagram, 2 nights ago I was sleeping in Alabama where I work with my reactor, and there was a helicopter that flew really low and had a spotlight at 10 o'clock at night. Flew over me, shined the spotlight right into my windshield, then flew away, came back, did it again, came back, did it again, came back and did it again. It came 5 times, and this helicopter was flying so low I could feel the blades in my body. And I was recording it and posting it to my story, right? Letting everybody know what was going on. I was ready to leave. If it had done it a 6th time, I would have been gone. Let me tell you why this gets freaky and starts to get scary now. Outside of how scary it is to have a helicopter circle you 6 times in the middle of the country where there's almost, like I've been there for a year, never seen a single helicopter out there.
I just want everybody to know to have your eyes open. I have my eyes open. There's a lot going on. I'm still working. I'm still building. Nothing's gonna stop that. But I'm under attack right now. Be on the lookout. That kind of language, paired with his technology, a process he calls plastiline, capable of converting plastic waste into fuels like gasoline and diesel, was enough for his followers to start connecting dots, whether or not those dots were real. Brown had built the first iteration of his machine himself, learning welding in high school and then teaching himself microwave pyrolysis over 5 years.
So to have a helicopter out there at night with a spotlight circle me 5 times is already freaky enough. But many of you suggested I get Flight Radar 24. I'm a gold member. I got it. I listened, okay? Because you can go back in time. You can select categories to figure out what type of plane you're looking for, right? Like if I wanted to do just helicopter, I could do all the filters. But then I can go back in time too to see it. I can go directly back to the date and the time at which this happened.
He claimed his invention could turn the global plastics problem on its head, taking materials choking oceans and landfills and transforming them into usable energy. It was the kind of idea that could make someone rich or make them dangerous, depending on who you ask. Environmental solutions that threaten entrenched industries have a history of attracting both investment and unwanted attention. In Brown's case, he'd already tasted both. His Instagram was filled with behind-the-scenes clips of his operation, but he also told Forbes about surviving an explosion that left him with second-degree burns and forced him to relocate his entire setup. He said he now drives 4 hours each way just to work on the machine. This shows my true commitment to the cause. He wrote that commitment had been rewarded financially. Before the controversy, he'd secured $100,000 in funding from Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian. He'd also launched a GoFundMe with a modest $16,000 goal for machine upgrades. After his under attack post, donations surged past $30,000 as concerned followers hoped the money might somehow shield him from whatever danger he was hinting at. Yet for every person eager to support him, there were others who questioned whether his warnings were genuine. Was under attack literal, or was it a metaphor for business setbacks and online criticism? Was the secret helicopter a threat or a coincidence amplified by his own stress? The ambiguity kept speculation alive, especially as days turned to weeks without a direct update from Julian himself. The vacuum left by his absence has been filled with theories. Some believe he's hiding from corporate interests, threatened by a low-cost fuel alternative. Others suspect legal troubles given the volatile nature of working with high-energy chemical processes without large-scale industrial oversight. A few even wonder if his disappearance is a calculated marketing move, publicity through mystery. None of these theories are backed by hard evidence, but in the social media era, that doesn't stop them from spreading. Meanwhile, Nia Brown's statement to the press carries its own weight. The fact that she acknowledges a security concern suggests there's more going on than a simple digital detox. Her refusal to elaborate could be a sign of legal counsel, genuine fear, or a desire to control the narrative until her son is ready to speak. Whatever the reason, it has only deepened the sense of intrigue. Brown's work, Plastiline, has been hailed by supporters as a potential turning point in the fight against plastic pollution. He has explained that his system uses microwave pyrolysis to break down plastics into their base elements, producing liquid fuels in the process. Unlike traditional recycling, which is limited by contamination and market demand, his method could theoretically process mixed plastics on a massive scale. If true, the technology wouldn't just clean the environment, it could shift the economics of waste management and fuel production. But big ideas come with big risks. There's the physical danger of operating high-temperature reactors. There's the financial risk of scaling up without major backing. And then there's the less tangible but equally real risk of stepping into industries dominated by powerful, established players. Even without shadowy conspiracies, the combination of innovation, money, and resource control can be combustible. Followers point to his past posts as breadcrumbs, hints that he felt watched or pressured long before his disappearance. The helicopter story, the cryptic captions, the video where his tone was markedly different from his usual enthusiastic inventor persona. All of it now reads like foreshadowing, though without Julian to clarify, it's impossible to separate fact from interpretation. For now, what's certain is that a young inventor with a potentially world-changing idea has pulled back from public view. His mother says he's safe. His work, if his last words are to be believed, continues in some form, and somewhere, whether in a hidden lab, a quiet retreat, or simply a home far from cameras, Julian Brown is deciding when and how to reappear. When that happens, it could be the end of the mystery, or it could be the start of an even bigger story, because in a world hungry for both heroes and cautionary tales, an inventor who can turn trash into fuel and claims to be under attack sits at the intersection of both, and until he speaks for himself, the questions will only keep multiplying.